providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Hello, everyone. We're off to a great start. Welcome to Caregiver Crossing. Thank you all so much for being here. If this is your first time joining us, Caregiver Crossing is a show brought to you by Joyce House, presented in partnership with Cardon and Associates, and we are here with you each week talking about all things caregiving and also all things that we think are funny.
Well, you know what I think is funny? First of all, hi, I'm Tina.
Oh,
McIntosh.
I'm sorry. I'm Terry Stacy. This is Tina McIntosh.
And we have our producer, Noah Taylor, in the room with us, too. And before we came on air, I said something that is not really true. I said, you know, radio is great and easy for lots of reasons. But I want to pause for a second and say, Terry, you approached me with the idea for what is Caregiver Crossing now? How many years ago?
Oh, my gosh.
We never really know.
We really don't know because we don't keep track.
I want to say it was like
more than a decade.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's be honest, the pandemic was almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
Like, not really, but you know what I mean?
No.
Definitely feels like that.
5 years, half of it. So I want to say 15
Probably.
plus
It probably
years.
is 15. I really should look it up one day and see when we did our first show together.
Yeah. I want to say thank you, though, because
Oh, my
you
gosh.
saw at that point a need for a program about caregivers, and you trusted me, you know, me as a human and Joy's House. And then you taught us everything we needed to know to get to where we are today with the show. So,
Oh, but you know what?
I do
And
wanna
I've
say
said this,
thank
and
you.
again, I thank you because you are a natural at this.
Oh, thank
You know,
you.
there are many young people that are going to school for this right now to be on radio. Some people just have a natural gift to do it, and that's you.
Wow.
And you do it very well, and you're our credibility. I mean, this show is so needed, and I don't think anybody can communicate it better than you.
it's really nice. Yeah.
She's the founder, by the way, of Joy's House, the adult day service, and you've owned this for
Well, we're not for profit, so I work.
right, well,
but
right,
25 years, Terry.
25 years.
Yeah, it's, I mean, a quarter of a century.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be an echo in there, like a quarter.
And if you don't know, this is really cool. They have this, they're in an old farmhouse in a part of central Indiana in Indianapolis known as Broad Ripple. And it truly is an old historic farm that was once a nursery school after the farm went away. And, you know, farms
Yeah.
went away right here in this particular area.
Yeah.
And this is a home. We're in a home.
It's
Is where
so
she has
great.
her adult day
Well, thank
service.
you. And then we have our UND location too, which
Right.
is also very comfy, cozy. And then we have our caregiver programs,
Yeah.
of which this show is one of them. And so there are some important things we want to talk about. Do you both know one of the biggest fears that older adults have?
It feels like for the last long while it's been falls, but I don't know if that's changed, but falls.
Yeah, that's true. And this is actually Falls Prevention Awareness Week.
Oh, because it's fall.
Look what just happened. Like
The start of
maybe
fall.
that's
Yeah.
why.
It just got brighter in here. Like that light
Maybe
bulb
that was it.
so
Oh,
big.
did you already know it?
No, I think it's
I
cute
can't
that you
say
said
I
it out
did.
loud.
I knew that it was fall, and I knew that it was Fall Prevention
Well, I
Awareness
didn't
Week,
even
but I
think
did
about
not
it.
put the two together.
So she said it out loud.
It is the Fall Prevention Awareness Week in the fall. So it falls among older adults continue to be this national public health concern that we have. And it is, let's be honest, it's how we hear the beginning of the end of someone's life often, right? Oh, she had a bad fall. It was her hip, ended up in the hospital. And then it kind of goes from there.
And it does.
Noah, I'm going to ask you to chime in. You had pulled some key strategies to prevent falls.
Yeah, I think these are some really great strategies. I think you'll have to tailor them to each of your loved ones to make sure that they fit. But it really is important to exercise regularly to improve your strength and most importantly, your balance.
I feel like
would
you're
say.
yelling at me every time. Every time somebody says exercise, I'm like, why are you yelling? Don't yell at me.
You know, the balance situation, if I may interrupt
Please.
for just
Please
a
do.
moment, because I just saw this and I tested myself. Balance incredibly important. You stand up if you're able, you cross your arms in front of your chest, and then you close your eyes and you lift one of your legs. And however long you can stand, if it's 5 seconds, you have the body of a 65-year-old. And then it just progressively gets a little better the longer you can hold it.
Are you
But
kidding
I can
me?
only stand with one leg up and my arms crossed and my eyes closed for 2 seconds.
All right, keep talking.
I was going to say, this
I'm
seems
doing it.
really, really hard.
I'm a 90-year-old, 100-year-old.
Tina's getting up right now and doing this.
Okay,
Let's see.
Okay, wait. Close your eye. Okay, eye closed. One leg up.
I feel nervous.
Don't be.
Don't
I'm
fall.
right here to catch you. 1, 2. Okay, you're 60. You're 100 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
How old am I?
That was pretty good.
10 would probably be you have the body of maybe like a 50-year-old. I don't have my chart in front of me.
Good. I'm 52.
60,
Sounds-
maybe a
sounds-
40-year-old, maybe even 40.
I feel steadier.
If you can, I know if you go 30 seconds, you have the body of a 30-year-old.
Keep going.
I don't know if that's a while. So some other ones are
Wait, my eyes are open.
you can.
Are you wanting to test it again?
Well, this is a horrible show and a horrible topic because.
But really, I just saw that. I just saw that about balance. Okay,
All right, well,
so
we're
it
going
falls
to test
right in
Noah
here.
after the show. Go
Oh
ahead.
Okay.
gosh, I'm nervous. Another strategy we have is to conduct home safety checks, remove any tripping hazards, and install grab bars where necessary, maybe in the shower, on the stairs, anywhere that those are going to be really helpful. Another really important thing is to schedule regular vision and hearing checks.
I don't do that. I need to
You're gonna
remember
have
to do that.
Yes.
That's just a part of
regularly
everything,
as
right?
well.
Regular every year. Are you saying every year? Every year.
I think so.
Whatever the doctor says, right?
Absolutely. And then review medications for side effects like dizziness or drowsiness. These can add to the pressure of falling. And then the last one we have here is to encourage the use of non-slip supportive footwear. I think that one is a really big one. A lot of the footwear, slippers, anything, they can be really hazardous.
Yep. You're right. Good stuff.
Tips. And the vision, all of that is really important with this. I will also tell you, stop doing everything for your loved one. If they can still walk on their own, let them walk on their own. It's part of what we do when we think we're taking care of someone or helping them. And it's not always helpful. When we start doing everything for somebody in our life, they stop doing it. And therefore they lose those skills. So I don't know.
No, I think that's smart.
Well, so, golly, we don't have time to go into all of this right now, but we will at some point. I'm co-leading Reframe Aging on the Indiana Governor's multi-sector task force, multi-sector plan on aging. Sorry, lost my mind for a second. And it's all about how do we age well in Indiana. So we're going to be talking more about that probably at the top of the year once that plan comes out. And one of the things that somebody said to me recently in a public setting is they came up and said, will you be my voice with this? In so many words, stop underestimating people as they get older.
Especially in this day and age, especially in 2024.
Just cut it out.
I have been alongside in the last couple of weeks 80-year-olds that were doing things that playing pickleball.
We're gonna start getting more of those people on the show.
Yes,
I know
please.
we've got to take a break now, but I want to start getting more of those folks on. Show me what we can still do, figuring out how we age well in the state of Indiana, and bringing that to the forefront of conversation.
That's a lovely idea. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you as a service of Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. With locations in Broad Ripple and near the University of Indianapolis campus, Joyce House provides exceptional day services for individuals living with a life-altering diagnosis and compassionate support for family caregivers throughout the community. At Joyce House, we believe that everyone deserves to live their best life, regardless of their abilities. Learn more about our adult day and caregiver support services by calling us at 317-254-0828 or by visiting joycehouse.org today. All right, stick around. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after this.
We are back on Caregiver Crossing. We're your hosts. That's Terry Stacy.
Hi.
I'm Tina McIntosh.
Hi.
Noah scratched himself out of our script, but that's Noah Taylor. He's our producer.
I did scratch myself out.
Don't scratch. Don't have.
I won't do it ever
Nobody
again.
puts baby in the corner. We are. I'm so interested in this person as a person, and I know we have really important things to talk about. So that might be a different therapy session for me, literally. But we have in studio with us Lynn Lopasa.
Yes.
I even practiced it. Lynn Lopasa, and she is the executive director of revenue strategy at Cardon and Associates, and she is very passionate about helping older adults live their best lives. She has a wealth of experience that she is bringing with us today, and we're going to talk specifically, Lynn, today about PathWays. So first of all, welcome to Caregiver Crossing.
Thank you so much. I'm pleased to be here.
Are you pleased to be talking about PathWays?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot. It is a lot. Yes.
So for people who don't understand, they've maybe not heard the word PathWays with a capital P, and they're like, what is this and why are we talking about it? Can you explain it in very simple terms?
Sure. So PathWays of Indiana was a program that was started July 1 of this year by the Indiana's Medicaid department. And it's a program that coordinates services and supports for elderly patients or clients who are Medicaid eligible.
Before this program started, I remember we talked about this in length of what an amazing thing this could be. And as it turned out, I kept thinking, there's no way this is going to happen. It did. It started. And tell us about where you are today, this few months in, just a few months.
Sure. So, like with any new program, there are bumps.
Right.
And there have been a lot of bumps with this program. So while the vision of the program is wonderful, I describe what's currently happening as an airplane that's in the sky that's missing a few pieces.
Oh,
well, I've
wow.
heard it
Wait a
referred
minute.
to
That
as a
means you could
dumpster
crash.
fire. So
Oh my
either
gosh.
one. But no,
Really?
let's make sure we understand too. There were services before PathWays was implemented on July 1st.
Absolutely.
So it was part of the Medicaid waiver, aging and disabled. So if you're over the age of 60, aging and disabled waiver is now when this is affecting your life, if you will.
Was that working?
It was working, but there, always things that can be done better. But basically, that's where your local area agency on aging had case managers who would have your case if you were a Medicaid waiver aging and disabled recipient. Now, the PathWays program has taken those clients, those individuals, and moved them for their case management into one of what I will call the big three, Anthem, United, or Humana.
Correct.
Am I saying all of that correctly?
That is correct.
So the bumps come that Lynn is referring to, and we are taking thousands of people and moving them from their local AAA, Area Agency on Aging, into one of the healthcare management systems. Now, once we get through this and we kind of smooth out those bumps, it is going to open up all kinds of additional services for people, and people have a choice on who they are going to be with for the healthcare. Whereas before,
That's right. Now you
you were
no
with
choice.
your local AAA, good or bad.
Oh, okay.
Fair?
Correct.
How
Yes.
is this affecting all of you at Cardon?
Well, as you described, the program added a lot of additional members to the program.
That's what I was thinking.
So our residents that live in long-term care now are under a PathWays program, whereas before, all of their care was managed by the facility itself. So now you have additional people, care managers and service coordinators that are coming in that are PathWays people, and they're trying to drive the care of the seniors that live in our communities. It's been very confusing because, as you know, most of our members that live in long-term care, they have a primary physician or they have a nurse practitioner that comes in and drives their care, and they're just adding additional case managers on top of the group that's already managing their care.
Man.
So
that sounds confusing. Even though you're explaining it
Yes.
well, it sounds like it really could be a nightmare.
It could be. And, as we alluded to, it's going to be a great program when it's up and going. We just have to work through all the bumps and the kinks that are in the road on the way there. And so what I have seen so far, the benefits that I have seen so far is that these care managers are reaching out to long-term care facilities. They're asking, how can we gain access to your electronic medical records? How can we work with your social services teams? How can we be introduced to the nurse practitioners that are already in your communities so that we're all developing a unified care plan and working toward a common goal so that your members, as well as members that live in AL waiver apartments or that live in the community, can access these services and additional benefits that the PathWays programs bring that they haven't been able to access before.
Okay.
So it will be a beautiful thing. It just has to, work out the kinks.
Yeah.
Like anything, right?
And you're
Like
talking
any new
about those that are-
relationship.
and you're talking about those that are already within the system. For the new people, What about that? How's that going? Tina, why are you
Well, I mean, if you're reading any of the articles that are out there or listening to the news, I mean, it's rough right now.
those that are just brand new to it?
So in Indiana, we have a wait list right now for our Medicaid waiver spots, and nobody likes to hear about a wait list. And quite frankly, I just read an article saying the wait could be up to a year for some people, and that's a horrible thing to think about if you're in need of those Medicaid waiver services.
So what do you do if you're on a wait list?
Well, I would encourage you, talk to people like Lynn who know the system that can help you make sure that you've applied, you've got everything in appropriately, you can follow up appropriately. Anything else, Lynn, from you?
Well, I do know that the Indiana Association for Assisted Living is working closely with our government, our Indiana government, to work through the wait list. So what happened July 1 is that the aged and disability waiver split into two. So that you have a health and wellness waiver and then you have a PathWays waiver, which muddied the waters even more.
Health and wellness under the age of 59.
Yes, ma'am.
And PathWays over the age of 60.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
You
by the way.
know what you're talking about.
I mean,
Is
enough
anybody-
about you guys.
you.
Let's talk about me, because this is not easy stuff for my brain to comprehend. And I can't imagine I'm sitting on the end of a phone, right, trying to care for my father.
That's it.
And we're on a wait list, and I'm frustrated, and I don't know exactly what to do.
Is anybody?
Yes.
I mean, is there? Are there those that are suffering health wise and aren't getting the care that they need because they're on this wait list?
There are people that are under the gun to receive services. So their services are delayed to get an assisted living. And so we do have people that can fall through the cracks that don't have a support system at home to keep them in their current environment while they're waiting.
Okay.
And so what PathWays can do for those residents is to make sure that they have home health. They have a companion care attendant that comes in, that they can provide the DME that they need so that they can stay in their home safely until they are invited to continue that enrollment process.
And
for
DME,
AL
for
waiver.
people who don't know, is
Durable medical equipment, wheelchair, transfer bench, walkers, canes, anything
look into
like
adult
that.
day programs. I mean,
Absolutely.
there are things that those of us who are in this aging community, we all end up knowing each other, right? Or we know somebody that can get us. So if Lynn and I don't know each other, I know I can get to her if I need to, right?
Absolutely.
And so use your resources and your community is my best advice for the people. And don't let yourself fall through a crack. You don't have to call somebody every day.
Right.
But you can follow up and see where
Oh my
you
gosh,
are in
you
the
gotta
wait
fight
list.
if you got to fight, you got to fight.
Well, and spots open up. There are spots that open up on occasion. It's a federally driven thing, though, with the wait list spots. We can't do anything about that. So, and then you put it in, we've got, we're in election year.
Yes.
So
What does that have to do with it?
everything goes.
Oh my gosh! For a minute, I was like, well, of course.
Yeah.
It has to do with everything.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I can tell you if it goes to one party, everything, the wait list, all of that stuff will be much better. PathWays will go much better. If it goes to another party, we will be struggling a little bit longer. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go party lines or anything like that.
Oh, no, but I have so many questions. When we go off air, I'm going to ask you questions.
I think she made it very clear.
So I know we need to take a break here. You are hearing the voice of the Executive Director of Revenue Strategy at Cardon, dear friends and sponsors of our show and of Joy's House, Lynn Lopasa, and she is fantastic. I can tell already she knows all of the things. And so when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about person-centered care when it comes to PathWays, how you can get in touch with Lynn and with the PathWays services. And so there is a lot that we will talk about when we come back.
You bet. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing. It's a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you by Joy's House in partnership with Cardon and Associates, 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest, and more than 40 years of senior living experience. Cardon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us for more info and to find a community near you. All right, everybody, stay put. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
Oh, it's us again, right here in Caregiver Crossing. Tina McIntosh, Terry Stacy in studio with our producer, Noah Taylor. We're going to jump right back into this because we have someone incredible with us. Her name is Lynn Lopasa, and she is the Executive Director of Revenue Strategy at Cardon. And thanks for sticking around for this next segment with us.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about PathWays program that was launched in the state of Indiana for Medicaid waiver aging and disabled folks over the age of 60. And there is a clarification there over the age of 60. And so I would like your take on PathWays program when it comes to person-centered care. We talk about person-centered care so often. So let's start with that. In short, what is person-centered care?
Person-centered care is really getting to know your clients or your residents, whatever you want to call them, whatever environment you're in, and tailoring a care plan or a service plan based on their specific needs. So understanding their health needs, their caregiver needs, their support needs, so that they can gracefully age in the environment of which they choose.
Love this. That is the best explanation I've ever heard of person-centered care. And as an example, I will just say, Terry and I, let's just say we have the same life-altering diagnosis. I don't want to give us one because I don't like to put that out there.
Don't
but
give
it's
us
the
one.
same one. But we're different people. And how it manifests in your life, physically, financially, emotionally, all of the things, and how it shows up in mine are going to be two different things. And coming into even the diagnosis, we like different things. You love fishing. I don't. Like, I love my chickens, so
Right.
there are different things that we like in life, and person-centered care allows us to find what's important for you as
Yeah.
you live the rest of your
Very
life.
custom is what you're saying. Custom created.
It is custom.
It is,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
Custom
it should
care.
be.
Yeah.
It should be.
Absolutely.
So how does PathWays affect person-centered care in Indiana?
So they have assigned a new role in the PathWays program called the care coordinator role. And that role is somebody that has a background in nursing or social services. So they have experience in healthcare. And what they do is they're interacting with either the staff in a long-term care community, the staff of an AL waiver community, or the caregivers that are providing caregiving at home. And they are the ones that are helping to create that person-centered care plan. And they are communicating that care plan to all of the providers that are providing care to that resident or client that they're servicing.
Wait, what a grand concept. They're like a
Yes.
funnel?
Absolutely.
Like they are the person who funnels all information.
Absolutely. Yeah. So everybody's working toward a common goal. Everybody knows the plan. They know what Mrs. G, for instance, the client, what her needs are, what her plan is for her life, whether she would prefer palliative care or whether she wants aggressive care. And that is communicated out to all the providers that are helping her to age gracefully.
Well, and so let's talk about that when it comes to caregivers. That really helps okay, let's go back to Terry and me as an example. Terry now is the one living with the diagnosis and I'm her sister, okay? And I'm your primary caregiver. Now that I have Lynn as this, what's the title of this
Care
person?
coordinator.
Care coordinator. Now that I have Lynn as your care coordinator, not only is that good for you as the individual living with the diagnosis, it's good for me because now I have a Lynn who has our back for everything that is important to you, which therefore is important to me.
And what we have found is, in just in the last few days, I was reading caregivers and how they were feeling right now. They were taking a temperature, and loneliness and helplessness were at the top. And it's interesting because now you have who will become your very best friend and advisor, and everybody needs that because so many people feel lonely.
Now, I think where we are currently and where we will be with the caseload for those folks will be different.
Yes.
So if you are currently working with that coordinator and you're finding there's any kind of frustration, our hope is through PathWays that will be ironed out because right now the caseload is really heavy for those people and they're new at this navigation. Is that what
That
you
is
find too?
Very true. So, I mean, you have to think about in healthcare in general, staffing is a huge issue.
Oh, it's
finding staff.
Right.
And we, for the care coordinator role, are looking for nursing and social workers, which are difficult to find. So at this point, a lot of the managed care entities, the Anthem, United Healthcare, and Humana, who hire the care coordinators, haven't even filled all the positions that they need to fill to service all of their members. So really, right now, we're in this transitional phase where the care coordinators have a ton of members that they're just trying to get to know and to contact and say, hey, you're a member of Anthem. This is what we're going to do. I would anticipate probably it'll be the first quarter of 2025 until that program is really up and going and they've implemented best practices and processes.
That's
they're
quicker
learning.
than I thought you were going to say.
Yeah,
that
is
sooner
the
than
goal.
I thought. That's the goal.
That is the goal.
Is there anything like PathWays anywhere else in the country?
There are other states that have what they call managed care, long-term services and supports program. I think what's unique to Indiana, though, is that they have this care coordinator piece that really hasn't been developed in other states. So we're kind of innovative, I would say, in developing that. And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful role. I do.
Lynn Lopasa, you are awesome. She's the Executive Director of Revenue Strategy at Cardon. And caregivers, how can they stay informed about the changes or updates to the PathWays program that might affect their loved ones?
So what I would encourage caregivers to do and/or members or both is to go to in.gov/pathways.
Okay.
Or you can just type in Indiana Pathways for Aging in your web browser. On that page, you will find resources, frequently asked questions, and even a comparison of the different plans that you can choose to elect as your Pathways plan. So it's a great resource. I would love that. Or they can call 1-877-284-9294. And that number is a PathWays number, and they can answer all of your questions.
1-877-284-9294. Again, that number. Or check the website, Indiana Pathways.
Well, and I just want to remind everybody, too, that if you did not enroll in time to get into one of these, big three, Anthem, Humana, or United, you were auto-enrolled.
Yes.
And I understand because things look like scams when they come in the, in the mailbox and all kinds of things. So, but just because you got placed with one doesn't mean you have to stay with that one. Correct. So this is part of that person-centered care. If you're not happy with your current healthcare provider, then you can make a switch to somebody else. So call that 877-284-9294 and find out how you would make that switch. Yes. Lynn, for you all at Cardon, any reason that anybody should be contacting you or Cardon about their pathway, what's happening with PathWays for them?
Sure. If you go to our website, www.cardon.us, there on the hamburger menu, there's a resource.
The hamburger menu?
Yes, there's do you know what the hamburger
No.
Yeah. So when you're on a website up in the upper right or left-hand corner, there's like 4 lines. That's called a hamburger menu.
I didn't know that.
It looks like a little hamburger.
Yeah,
it's like a little
I know
sandwich.
exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love when I learn. You've been such a good teacher.
Oh, thanks.
So good on everything.
Anyway, if you click on that hamburger menu, there's a resource hub, and there are videos on there about PathWays, also other videos related to caregiver and navigating through the healthcare system for the elderly. So it's a great resource to go to.
Thank you,
if
Lynn.
need to.
Lynn
Thank you
Lopasso,
so much.
I don't know what to say. You just, you should
Come
stay.
back.
You are one of us now.
Yeah.
All right.
Awful good at the show, too. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're going to take a break right now. You've been listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. And we are brought to you every week by Joyce House in partnership with our good friends at Cardon and Associates. And so we want to bring you support, education, and on occasion, a really good laugh. You can go to caregivercrossingradio.org to connect with us and to learn a lot more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing shortly.
Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. Thank you all so much for sticking around with us for a few more minutes anyway. Terry Stacy, that's Tina McIntosh. Mm-hmm. Noah's here. He's producer. Mm-hmm. We've had a great show today. Thanks to our guest. And I want to talk about a little bit about, you may not know, if you're a first-time listener, that Tina not only is the founder of, I almost said Exercise Inc.
What in the world?
Which is the 20-minute once-a-week workout. That's just what she did.
I did not.
She's the founder. That's Bo Rayleigh. Tina is actually the founder of Exercise. No, Tina is the founder of Choice.
Oh, golly, it's the wheels have just left. The wheels have left the building.
Choice House. But Tina is also, she's a writer, and she is a published author. And the name of the book is Embrace the Unbalance. It's okay to fail. How's the book sales going?
Really good, actually. Probably better after this.
We're going to get a little boost in here.
Because they think you're the founder of exercising.
I'm going to exercise while reading a book. Embrace the Imbalance. It was something that was on my spirit for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's lessons learned from people throughout my life. And it's really a good book.
It's so good.
I'm pleased with it.
I remember when she was first thinking about this book, Tina used to stop people on the street and just talk to them. In particular, am I right?
I mean, probably. Keep going. I think I did it this morning.
She had this calling. She was interested in people. And she was kind of, I think, forming what her book was going to be about.
You are right.
And and the person I remember most is, didn't you spend some time with someone that was homeless?
Yeah, Roger.
I
mean, I have many friends who are panhandling or, choosing to live in tents or who have to. And yeah, Roger was one of them.
She
we just talked about
friends
life
with them
as
they are out on the streets. And she does. And anyway, the book finally came and here it is and it's doing well. And
it's been out for
explain what it is.
Well, it's been out for about a year. It's like TikTok sized in a book, right? Short stories.
Very easy to read.
Thank you. Yes. And it is really good. Somebody once, I said, I hope you enjoy it. And they said, well, don't say that. Say, I know you're going to enjoy it. And I go, well, actually, I know you will. I just hope you do.
I think it's this.
But I'm
this
pleased.
How does it relate to caregivers?
Yeah. So I think the one that Noah pulled out, to talk about today is that it's okay to fail. And I think so often we think that we've got to rise above, or we've always got to be kind of climbing and doing something better than the day or the moment before. And, my point with this particular story, if you've read the book, is it's okay to fail. It means you're doing something. And I know, Noah, you had written down some questions, I think.
Yeah, I wrote down a little paragraph that really spoke out to me and meant a lot to me. And then I did have some questions written down too. But this paragraph, it kind of goes, so why is it that it takes some kind of horrible news for people to do the things they've always wanted to do? People who know they will die in the not-so-distant future often talk about the fact that they've never felt more alive. They realize time is limited. They aren't waiting because they can't wait for the right time to come. So they just do. They just do things. Failing doesn't make you a failure. This really spoke to me, that waiting to do the thing that you want to do does. That makes you a failure. And please understand that trying and failing is not just for the young. It is for everyone, for all of us. And those really, really stuck out to me. And I think that now that I am still young and early in my professional experience, it's really important for me to learn that failure is okay.
It is okay in everything, right?
I think this is interesting, why it takes some kind of horrible news for people to do the things they've always wanted to do. It's like that song, Live Like You Are Dying.
Yes.
How the grass is greener, everything changes the minute you get those words that something's wrong. And I do think that is. I wish we would do that more without getting the news, right? Mm-hmm. Well, and live like you are dying every single day.
I mean, I can tell you from having life-altering diagnoses myself, that is true, right? That we just wait. We're so busy living sometimes that we forget to actually fully live, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
But also doing the work that Noah and I do here, Terry, and you've been around it so much, but living around people who are at the end of their lives. They know that death is coming sooner rather than later. And if you talk with them, or in my end of life doula practice that I do, talking with people who are actually dying, the regrets that they have in life are not that I wish I would have worked more 60-hour weeks.
Right.
Or I really should have finished that, the paint job in the bedroom. Those things, I get it. Do those when you want and need to. But their biggest regrets are the things they didn't say, or the legacy that they wish they were leaving behind, or the people they had wish they had told that they loved them or shown them that they loved them better. And so I think for caregivers, the biggest thing is, I'm going to go back to, yes, failing is a part of it. It means you're doing the thing, but also going back to the embracing the imbalance. You're not going to be great at everything every minute of the day. And so just be where you are and be great there, or be mediocre there, if that's what the moment calls for. Mm-hmm. And then when you're ready, step into the next thing and open yourself up. But I think we are really, really hard on ourselves. And so let's not wait. Let's not wait.
I agree. Why wait? I also saw there was a really interesting quote to me that stuck out. That was actually from Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, "What would you do if you know that you could not fail?"
What? Say it again.
What would you do if you knew you could not fail?
It's one of my favorite quotes.
Man.
I'd never read it before.
What would you do if you...
And it just got my mind racing. What would I?
What would it?
I would do everything. I would do anything and everything.
Because you're not going to fail.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, what jumped out to me was I think I would just go on the street and start singing. Like, why not? It's going to be fun, and I'm not going to fail. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see you do that. You should go do that right now.
I think I might. I'm thinking about it.
Oh my
Yeah, I mean,
gosh.
it's a big question. I've got it on a little thing, that hangs on the wall at home and reminds me every time I look at it. But I don't really think I think about what that would actually be. But it's just a good reminder of like, just do the thing for crying out loud. Stop talking about it.
Yeah.
So for me, it was writing this book, which you can get on Amazon.
Got it done.
And embracetheimbalance.com.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I know we've got to go. A great show, by the way. Great hour with you guys and sharing that with others. So thank you.
Good guess. No, thank you.
Thank
For
you. I had a
booking some
great time.
terrific people.
All right. So as we do close the show here, we just want to remind you that you can contact us with for more information, resources. We want to help you. If you are a caregiver and listening to the show, we want to be here. You do not have to do this alone. So we want to be on that journey with you. And Joy's House has a lot of programs for caregivers. So you can call 317-254-0828, or you can email me directly at tina@joyshouse.org. And then we want to tell you that we are so grateful for Cardon and Associates. They have over 20 communities that are owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest, and more than 40 years of senior living experience. We are so grateful for their support of Caregiver Crossing and Joy's House. So we've got to run for now. Until next time, take good care of each other.